My God, it's connected. Guys, welcome back to another episode of 0 to 60. We are in the Evo. A lot of you won't know I have this Evo, but it is a 1999 Evo 6 in blue. I love this car. It's got a few little modifications to it. It's not slow. I think it's about 220 kilowatts the last time it was on the dyno. And I have been filming in the background a full Maxxecu install how-to what stuff can I mess up video. And that's what's led me to where we are today. So this is the Android unit that I purchased back in, I think 2017 I bought that. And it's been fine. I mean, it's there, it works. However, it doesn't want to connect to Bluetooth nicely. Disconnected. That's so annoying. Yeah, basically, since I've had the Maxxecu in it, I need to get the Android connecting to the Maxxecu semi-reliably, just so I can have access to all the data and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, as I said, there's going to be a full video on Maxxecu coming in the next month or so. I'm probably going to do a bit of a, not a how-to guide, but I'll document and I'll tell you all the things that I learned installing and tuning the ECU myself. And I've done everything myself to this point. And I kind of want to get Dan or maybe somebody else to actually put the car on a dyno and see how bad of a job I've done of tuning it myself on the street. I think it might be a little bit of an interesting learning curve for everyone. Anyway, this video is about replacing the Android unit. So that's the one that's in there. This is 5 or 6 years old. I can't even remember what brand it is. It doesn't work very well. We've got to get that better. So let me show you what we've got. This is what I've gone with. So it is the Atoto S8 Pro New. It's the new model. Guys, I got onto this because a lot of people in the Maxxecu forum actually recommended it. And when I say a lot, maybe 2 or 3. Maxxecu, it has this Android app and it works almost like a Haltech digital display thing, but you can, it's two-way and you've got switches. It's clever. I'll do a video on it one day. But the Android unit has to work, it has to connect, it needs to be fast, it needs to be reliable. And yeah, people seem to think that these ones are good. I can get that one to connect, but it's a bit of a process. It takes 30 to 40 seconds to get it to actually connect to the car. You'll do a 20-minute drive and then it's just randomly disconnected. These don't have that problem. Now, I actually reached out to Atoto because I did a video for Atoto back in, I think it was 2020, on their 360 reverse cam. And they do email me every couple of months just seeing how I'm going. I asked if they would send me one of these units. I wanted it, I want to try it. That's how I've ended up with it. Little did I know they were going to send me a reversing cam as well, which we'll talk about shortly, but I have got a 360 reversing cam to go in there. I've just unboxed it to sort of see how much work I've got to do to get it fitted, and this is the most amount of stuff that's ever come with a Chinese Android unit. And I say Chinese, these are not cheap units. They are a good quality unit. In fact, it's similar money to a Pioneer or an Alpine unit. It's not your budget sort of price range, but it is feature packed, and like I said, everyone really likes it. It has, I mean, the first thing it actually has I've never seen before, it's got a 4G antenna. So if you do run a SIM card in the unit, it's actually going to have good reception. Microphone, GPS antenna, 4G antenna, Wi-Fi antenna. These are 3 different wiring harnesses to get it connected into your car. Obviously it is a universal unit, it's not specific for the Mitsubishi. It comes with a screen protector. I've never had that on an Android unit before. We've got 2 different bezels to suit the dashboard surrounds. And yeah, we've got the actual unit itself, which I'm not going to unwrap until we're in the car. Oh, and 4 USB ports for some reason. It's got a lot of stuff. And actually under this box, we have the 360 reverse cam. I'm probably not going to do much of a video on installing any of this stuff. It's a bit irrelevant. Also, it should just plug in based on the unit that I've got in there. So I'll get it all installed. I'll run through the features, and I'm really looking forward to showing you how this thing works, because it's pretty clever. All right, I'll see you in a second. So it has been about a week since I got the unit installed, and I just wanted to drive it to work a little bit and make sure that it does what it's supposed to do. I think I've said at the start of the video, I really wanted to make sure that it would be reliable to connect to the Maxxecu quickly and efficiently, and it does. In fact, let me just show you that straight away. Now, one thing I have done about this, which I kind of regret, so something with the 10-inch displays, they have to sit a fair way out from wherever you mount them, and obviously on this car it's got to clear the air conditioner panel here, but we're talking sort of probably 50 to 60 mil between the face of the unit, which is normally flush with the dashboard, and then the front of the screen. So they do stick out quite a lot. Now this has a fair bit of adjustability. You can move the screen out, I think, another 30 mil from where it is, and you've also got angle. I didn't set this one up with angle, and I think that's where I made a mistake. The old screen, I had it set up with a bit of an angle pointing at the driver, and I thought if I point it straight, when I look at it, I'll be looking at the floor of the car. And now I was thinking that means it would be less glare, But unfortunately, it seems to make the glare 100 times worse because the light comes through the dashboard, sorry, through the windscreen, and it's lighting up this area really, really well, especially my white gear knob. So just keep that in mind when you are mounting these screens, what you're going to be looking at through the reflection when the screen is off. Now, well, let me just power it up because I have taken some footage of us driving it with the screen on during the day in full brightness so that you can get an idea on what the glare is like. I have not fitted the screen protector yet. That may help with glare. I just wanted to leave it as it is. But let me start it up and I'll show you how this thing connects to the Maxxecu. So key on, and it takes however many seconds that was, and it's already connected, and I'm getting some data coming through. So we got fuel pressure, oil pressure. We'll start it up before we lose fuel pressure. And she's running, and obviously this loses all of its power when the car starts, just being an old car, and it's connected. I've got live data that quickly. Like, that's faster than some of the aftermarket dashes. In fact, it's a lot faster than some of the aftermarket dashes, but that's awesome, and it has connected every single time. In fact, I might just switch over to a different camera that's going to focus on this screen a little bit better. Hopefully that's going to make it a little bit clearer for what I'm going to do next. So the reason I went for this unit was the fact that it does connect to the Maxxecu well. Now they have two lots of Bluetooth. They have a Bluetooth that you can connect to for music, so you can connect your phone to it. Mine is connected there, and that's how you play music through it. Now that is obviously this unit being set up to receive music or operate as headphones basically. It's also got another Bluetooth called Bluetooth 2, and that's where you connect this unit to other devices like the Maxxecu, or if you've got a torque gauge, a torque dongle I should say, you use the Bluetooth 2, and it works as a separate Bluetooth, and it makes it actually work. The big issue that I was having with my other unit and connecting to the Maxxecu, I had to sort of trick it into using the audio input Bluetooth to do the Maxxecu connection. You can see there it's telling me I need to update the Maxxecu, but hopefully you saw how fast this connects. It is really, really good for that. Now the other main feature that I think most people are going to actually be concerned about is CarPlay, and again, connects immediately. No issues with CarPlay connection at all. I have set this up with the microphone. This car's never had one of them before, and the calls are actually okay. This is a 90s JDM car. It doesn't have any sound deadening that I've ever found. It's quite loud on the highway, but I can still have a phone call now. So that is a nice little update. The phone call quality is good. Yeah, I mean, CarPlay is CarPlay. It always works like it does. This is supposed to have Android Auto, but I don't have an Android phone to test it with. But for everything else, all my CarPlay needs, this works really, really well. Cool. Right, other features that you guys need to know about. So obviously it's got a full suite of Android. Now there are some, I think it's Atoto, there are some companies now that are making units that run their own operating system. So you can't just add any Android app, which is something you do need to be aware of. Make sure you get one that does support full Android, so you can download apps like Maxxecu. The other thing that I thought was quite good about this one, I have set it up, it has got like a digital DSP sort of setup, and we've got full crossover setup. Sound field is just to make it go to one speaker, bass boost, and even time correction. So the audio features on this unit are quite good, and it sounds good. I don't know if it's going to play any music. It's not, because I haven't got anything playing, but no issues with the audio quality at all. The other feature that I quite like, obviously you can add any Android app you want. So you want YouTube? I don't have any internet right now, but you can have YouTube. It does have the 4G SIM card slot, which for the first time, I'm actually going to buy a SIM card for this unit so that it's always got its own internet connection. And that's because Atoto have just released, or I say just, they've got this new feature, if I can remember where it is, called Track Head Unit. And it's basically Atoto's version of like Find My Phone. So you can actually have a tracking device inside the unit. Now it only works if the unit is powered up from what I can tell, and the unit does need to have an internet connection. But for the sake of getting a SIM card registered for $30 a year or whatever you can get a low data plan for, I'm gonna do it. And it's actually gonna have a proper tracking device. And once you've set up the app, you can enter in a secret code and it hides the app. So if somebody steals the car, they can't disable the app. I like that, that's some cool things. Other things I just want to touch on quickly, it's got all your normal sort of Androids. You can have built-in navigation. It does come with Pandora installed. It comes with Talk, which I'm never going to use because we've also got Maxxecu. It has got front and rear cams to view them at any time that you want to. And yeah, guys, it's got the full suite of normal Android stuff. However, how much you use it this day and age, I really don't know. Once you've got CarPlay or Android Auto connected, that's the main thing that I think most people are going to use when they're in these cars. But it's got everything, and you can add anything. It is infinitely customizable because it is full Android, which is awesome. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about. Atoto sent me an extra camera. Now, at the start of the video, I kept calling it a 360 cam. The video that I did sort of shows more of this type of technology in detail that I did back in 2020, but I'll just thought I'd show you guys quickly. So it's got a single lens at the back, but it uses a G sensor in the unit to paint a picture around the car when you're reversing. So let me just show you. I'm just gonna drive out, and I'm here, and if I put it into reverse, so we get your normal sort of super wide angle camera here, and here you can see the camera is looking at the floor just behind the car. If I go backwards, and here, you can see it starts to sort of paint a picture around the vehicle of where the lines are in the car park. So it creates like this 360 image of the car park, and you can tell if you've gone in straight, which I haven't, so that's good. But yeah, so that is, it's sort of like a parking guide. You've still got your main normal sort of camera angle, which is super wide, but I quite like this. It's great to help you park straight when you're at the car meet, not how I've just parked as I'm filming. Yeah, there it is. The unit's been good. The main reason I wanted this was connectivity to the Maxxecu, and it does that flawlessly. Like I showed you when I started the car, it's a matter of seconds before I'm in, the app's loaded, and it's connected by Bluetooth to the Maxxecu. That is brilliant. I haven't paid a lot of attention to connecting to CarPlay. I immediately set this up to go straight to Maxxecu, but every time I want CarPlay, it's there and it works. And this is the phone that I'm recording on that's doing the CarPlay right now. Yeah, look, connectivity on this is really next level from any unit I've had before. Being able to do 2 separate Bluetooth connections, having Bluetooth 1, Bluetooth 2, and then a CarPlay connection over Wi-Fi, it has been faultless. Things I don't like about the screen, I did find one thing. It doesn't seem to have subwoofer level output control. So it doesn't seem to be affected by the high pass filters that I've put in there, but I can't adjust subwoofer volume in the unit itself. Maybe I'm missing it and someone from Atoto will correct me, but that's probably my biggest issue. Luckily this car somewhere here has got a subwoofer volume knob, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah, aside from that, it's done everything I want it to do, and well, I like that it's got the tracking app. And like I said, I'm actually going to buy a SIM card for this so that it can be tracked anywhere. And it's a bit of security for this vehicle because it didn't have a tracker until then. It appears to be free to use, so if you own the unit, you get free access to Atoto's tracking system. I have logged in, and you can, yeah, it's just like a map that shows the GPS location of the unit. And I think the unit, like I said, I think the unit does need to be powered up, but don't quote me on that. Every time I've tracked it, it's had power, or I've been near it and running because I've had to connect to Wi-Fi. But yeah, that's a cool thing. I do really like that. Yeah, what else do I need to talk about? The screen quality is brilliant. The blacks are black, much more black than the old unit that was in here. And I'll try, it's focusing on the reflection. God, you annoying thing. Focus on the text. Gonna focus on the text. Yeah, we got the text. So you can actually see there, it's almost like a bit of a retina display. Look, it could be retina. There's no pixelation on the edge of the text. It's very, very impressive. It is a very, very good display. I have cocked up by putting it in the wrong location. I'm gonna angle it back up so it's facing us, not facing my white gear knob. But yeah, aside from that, installation was fairly easy. It's no different to any other universal Android unit. The screen is so clear. I think I may have gotten away with just a 7-inch screen that would have sat in the dash instead of the big 10-inch version. But on the flip side, using this as basically a data display, I do like that it has this size to it. and I've never heard anyone say they would prefer a smaller anything. So yeah, all right, I'm going to end off there. The screen is good. Thank you to Atoto for sending it to me. Yeah, that's the second time you sent me something that's been very impressive. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you got one of these units in the comments below. Let me know if you got any questions about it, or if there's anything else you want me to check on it before you buy one. That's what I'm here for. Guys, it's been a busy week at work, but there are some more new builds coming, and I've got to fix some N54s. I really got to do that. In fact, I should be doing it now. Maybe I'll go do that. We'll catch you on the next one.